I am shooting a cinematic video here testing out the new GoPro Mission 1. So I've come out to Niagara Falls here. Testing out the Mission 1, testing out the DJI mic. Whoop, I got this in the way. That's definitely going to be heard over there. But I don't know if you're going to hear any of this. This is super strong wind up here. So if this works, just look at Diana's hair. That tells you right there how strong the wind is because, yeah, her hair is flying everywhere. Oh, I don't know if you're going to hear this. If this works, just look at Diana's hair. That tells you right there how strong the wind is. Hello, what a view we got here. So we wanted to come on up the Skylon Tower here in Niagara Falls, but if you pay like 20, 30 bucks more, you can have a meal. So we had a beautiful meal here. It was quite nice, all you can eat buffet, all out here with that view, that backdrop. Absolutely gorgeous to have that as your background. You get an hour and a half too, so I did a little time lapse. Why not test out the time lapse abilities with this camera? Yo guys, so while testing out this GoPro Mission 1, I found a couple really cool features actually with it. So there's things like the ND filters. It automatically is detecting all the ND filters as I put them on. I can see all the stats right on the top of there, which is telling me if it's too dark or too bright. It's actually working extremely well, and cool little features that I never knew, like when you have that auto on and off when you press the top button, if you press off, it actually gives you 3 seconds to press the back screen or press the shutter button to actually keep it on, because a lot of times you press that and it starts turning off and you're like, no, I want it on. But now you can actually just press it and keep it on, which I think is a brilliant feature that they definitely needed. So there are some really cool things. There's a lot of innovative things for it. I think a lot of people complain about the GoPro because they say, I don't know what this is for. Is it for cinematic? Is it for what? Like an action camera, but it's too expensive for an action camera. So I think this falls in the category of what I'm interested in. I want cinematic looking films, but I don't want something that's going to be cumbersome. Changing lenses, checking out all this, the big camera on you. I want something that can sit in my pocket, I can pull it out, get beautiful footage that looks almost like you're shooting on a mirrorless camera. I have just my little mic, my little box here, some accessories for it, the ND filters, and I can get cool shots, and it's not cumbersome. It's nice and small, nice and compact. So I think this is where this camera is perfect for. So there was a few things I didn't get to mention about the GoPro. It's much easier to use. The screen is way better, honestly. The old ones, you're sitting there messing about with it, trying to get it to change modes, trying to get it to do things, and it just was unresponsive. This is way more responsive and a way brighter and clearer screen. The other feature that I absolutely love is the buttons. The old one, you're trying to get your finger in there, trying to press the buttons. I do a lot of ice skating, winter stuff, which is so hard to do with gloves. You can't hit record. Easy to press button, easy to find button is super useful. The only issues I have ran into so far with this camera is the fact that I have a stabilizer for it, and I absolutely love the stabilizer, but it's a bit heavier. It's not as big as I thought. Here's a comparison of it compared to the other camera, which is the Hero 12. It is the same width,
and just a little bit bigger, but that lens is a lot bigger, putting in that 1-inch sensor, so it ends up making it a lot heavier on the lens side, which makes my stabilizer unbalanced, and it kept shutting off on me because it couldn't deal with the weight. So I have to try to like figure out some way of putting some weights on the other side to try to balance out the stabilizer. Okay, the other issue that I was having with was the focal length. I know with the 1-inch sensor, it makes it so it has a farther focal length, so you need to be a bit farther away, and definitely when you're vlogging, you have to make sure you really extend your arm out. If you try to get anything close, it will be blurry. So I did hear from other content creators that GoPro is supposed to be releasing a macro lens for this. So the other thing that I tested out was the zoom. So it says lossless 2x zoom. So if you use the zoom in camera to 2x, it doesn't lose quality actually, it looks great. If you try 3x, it gets a little less sharp, and 4x definitely you can notice some blur. I had to over sharpen the images to try to get some sort of detail out of it, but I wouldn't recommend zooming it that much. It loses too much detail. One thing I did find annoying is after I was messing around with the zoom, if you turn off the camera and turn back on the camera, it will remember the zoom settings that are set. So if you were filming at 3x zoom and then you just quickly flip it on to do a quick vlog, and then you look at the footage, oh, it's zoomed 3x and you're like way too big and out of frame. So I kind of did wish that the GoPro actually reset the zoom to 0 every time you turned it back on, because I do find that a little bit annoying, and I did forget it a few times.
So I'm gonna test it all out. I've been testing all the settings here around Niagara Falls. Let's see how it does. I've been testing lots of things with it. Let's see. But so far, I think a lot of these new features are really cool and were definitely needed way back then, but I'm glad they have them now. So let's see. Let's keep figuring it out. I'm learning lots as I go.